I'm Rachel Kane, also known as Screamin' Rachel, and I just did the Chicago New Media Summit, which is now called Chicago Convergence. The whole thing is, with the idea of limiting promoters, you are limiting all media, because everything depends upon the freedom that being in these clubs affords us all to learn about the music, to learn about the culture. So it's very important to keep this freedom alive. There's no way, as a promoter, and I am a promoter myself, that we will be able to afford this insurance and all these things that they're trying to do to be able to have parties. So that will mean effectively there'll be nothing for kids to do, there'll be nothing for people over 21 to do, and there'll be no new arts or media. So it's very important to stop this law because it violates our constitutional rights, and that's what I have to say.
That's really beautiful.
Go. My name is Brian Bender. I am the talent buyer at the Elbow Room, located at 2871 North Lincoln Avenue, a block north of Diversity in Chicago. I feel that the Chicago's promoter ordinance it's going to kill music, it's going to kill local bands putting on showcases, promoters putting on good events, and even small venues to put on shows for local music. So if you have an opportunity, I would vote no for it. Call your alderman, let them know about it. There is a website you can go to, therecordindustry.com. Yeah, just say no. Support your local music.
The ordinance is a bad idea, mainly because it affects DJs, artists, musicians of all lives throughout the city. It's a bad idea because, one, we need to have a place where we can come out and do our thing. If you take that away from us, I mean, come on, man, you're putting a lot of people out of work. I might sound a little crazy right now, but I'm at a great party. It's Westfest. Wonderful, wonderful idea. You know, with this promoter's ordinance in place, this type of stuff wouldn't be happening. So keep it going, man. Show up at the next City Hall meeting when this crap is on the table and vote against it. Much love. My name is Diz.
The proposed ordinance is unconstitutional. It violates the First Amendment by regulating speech in the form of advertising over broadly. It violates due process by excluding ex-felons who have paid their debt to society and persons convicted of petty theft. Federal court cases require a rational relationship between regulation of entertainment and risks to public health and safety. There is no such relationship here.
The First Amendment to the United States Constitution guarantees all of us freedom of expression. And of course, the government is entitled, at all levels, municipal, state, and federal, the government is entitled to regulate speech so that it doesn't create a public safety or security problem. But the Supreme Court of the United States and the federal courts and state courts have been very vigilant over the years, appropriately so, to make sure that when the government does regulate speech, that it does so in a narrowly tailored manner that is focused on an identifiable problem, an identifiable threat to the public interest. This ordinance doesn't do that. As I said, it sweeps far too broadly. It encompasses web-based activity, including what you might put on a MySpace page. It encompasses kids who are trying to help their friends by giving out some flyers or even just fueling word of mouth about their performances and about the excellence of their music. And in addition to that, because it excludes people with criminal records, it has a disproportionate effect on people in the African American community, because one of the sad facts of American life is that far too many young black kids from the inner cities end up with criminal records. And this ordinance would tend to exclude them, and that disproportionate exclusion of people from the African American community raises an independent constitutional problem in violation of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment.
Chicago Promoters Ordinance, if you guys don't know what that is, that's Mayor Deahl trying to stop us indie artists from doing our thing. You know, we've already paid our debts to society. Why in the hell is we constantly have to pay it every time we do something positive? It makes you want to do something negative. My name is Eli.
Eli, right on.
Most definitely. Chicago artist, man. Indie.
This ordinance sucks and it's completely freaking unfair. Kill it.
The proposed ordinance does not strengthen the city's inspection and enforcement resources, powers, and will to act. Instead, it indemnifies the city from liability.
There's no other explanation for it because it's not going to do a thing for culture. It's not going to help the local economy.
It's especially not going to help the local economy, because not only does this apply to local promoters right here in the city, this applies to any promoter from any city outside of Chicago that wants to come here and put on an event. If anything is going to hurt the culture or the economy in the city, it's short-sighted laws like this.
Right now, we want to keep all independent music independent because the music industry sucks today. All right, and all of the true talent is already independent. So we're gonna shut you down, Mayor Deahl. Bottom line. Bottom line. This is the formula right here. We go by the format and the formula. This is our group. We represent
I'm the
Pitch
format,
Black Creation.
he's the formula.
That's right. We want to support my boy Jagoff right now because Jagoff is doing his thing to keep us independent. You know what I'm saying?
I co-sign what he said. Peace and love.
We appreciate that. PBC, baby.
Hi, my name is Hannah Rosner. I ran a venue called the Guest House, and my best friend, also my drummer, ran the Shit Space. We're an independent venue that had shows with 50 kids maximum, and we think the Chicago Promoters Ordinance is bullshit. I'm allowed to say that. They just want to shut down independent music promoters. We don't even make any money off the tour. We give it all to the bands. So it sucks, and hopefully you guys will do something about it, and we won't have this ordinance as a problem anymore.
Say whatever you want to say, honey.
I've been in the music industry in many different ways, I don't know, like 20 years. And I think what the city of Chicago is trying to do with this promoters ordinance is total bull ass.
That's wrong.
It's total BS. It's so wrong. It's going to kill the music scene, whether it's the venues or the independent promoters, all of the bands who are trying to make a living. Please, please, nix the promoters ordinance.
The proposed ordinance does not fit the realities of how some of Chicago's best music is made and promoted. The 2007 Chicago Music City Report, prepared by a group at the University of Chicago, concluded that music in the city generates a payroll in excess of $1 billion annually and fuels the overall economy. Significantly, it concluded that Chicago offers more kinds of music regularly than anywhere else except LA and New York, mostly in small clubs.
Say what you think about the ordinance and how it affects you. Go ahead.
Hey, my name is David Paggio. I'm come from London, England. I came down to Chicago to some good music, just some very, very, very good house music, and maybe a bit of hip hop. I'm coming down the street here, and all of a sudden I see this little block party music festival going on, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, Chicago Promoters Ordinance kills indie music. I love indie music, I love house music, and then I finally understood the cause that you guys are doing here, and I promise you, you guys need to promote that worldwide, man. You guys are one of the founding places for house music, for all this kind of music.
Kind of propaganda
and you know what? I support your cause 100%. Rock on. I hope you guys get through, and peace to Chicago.
Right on.
Most of the small clubs are operated informally and present bands and other performers that operate on a financial shoestring, rarely earning more than a few $100s for a performance and rarely netting more than a few $1,000s per year for their music. These bands and performers and the venues in which they perform scramble to attract an audience, relying on the band's circle of friends and an occasional part-time amateur street team to distribute flyers and generate word of mouth.